Hello everyone and welcome to another Battlefield 5 video. Today I'm going to give you guys my top 5 tips on how to win more gunfights when you're playing Battlefield 5. This is obviously a key topic at this time, considering that DICE recently changed the TTK or time to kill for all players, meaning you now need to be on target for longer to take people down, although this might be changed in the future. It's important for me to say that these are just my tips and are generic for all players. If you are a more advanced player, then many of these things may not apply to you. However, if you are someone who is new to the game or looking to improve, then many of these points could help you a great deal. So let's get stuck in. The first of my 5 points to work on if you want to win more gunfights is your sensitivity. This might seem obvious, but a sensitivity that works for you and you only is far more beneficial than using a value that a professional or friend plays on. You need to work out what sensitivity is right for you, and it's no longer a competition of who can use the highest. Having the right sensitivity will allow you to get on target and engage your opponent faster. Whoever shoots first usually wins. In order to find out what sensitivity you should use, you need to study your gameplay. In the majority of your gunfights, are you overcompensating when aiming or undercompensating? If the answer is over, then you might want to lower your sensitivity. If the answer is under, you might want to increase your sensitivity. Do this by only a point at a time to fine-tune things to your ability. Don't take big leaps like 5 at a time. Once you have a value that works for you, stick to that until it feels second nature. You can then increase it over time, again, point by point, if you feel you need more maneuverability. The second of my 5 recommendations is to use the right gun for your playstyle and environment. The STG is a fantastic weapon and is believed by many to be the best overall gun in the game right now. However, this doesn't mean that other weapons don't handle certain situations better. If you enjoy being up close and in the fight, taking down opponents with an SMG with a high rate of fire or a shotgun are probably better options than an LMG, for example. However, these guns are no good on a map like Panzer Storm due to the vast open space between objectives. There's always a balance to be struck and always a middle ground when it comes to what weapons to use. What you have to do is pick one which will suit the majority of gunfights, not the minority. If you pick a weapon that suits the majority of gunfights you'll have on a certain map, then you will be competitive a majority of the time, and that will help greatly in determining whether you go down first or your opponent does. So have a think about the map you are playing on. Do you spend most of your time shooting at long, medium or short distances? If it's long, then maybe an LMG or DMR is best for you. If it's medium, an AR or more easily controllable SMG might be a good choice. If it's close, a good example being the C objective on Devastation, then an SMG with a good rate of fire and hipfire spread or shotgun could be great options. The third point to touch on, and this is something that is new to the Battlefield franchise, is upgrade paths. Upgrade paths are a new feature and allow you to equip your weapons with certain traits like better hipfire spread or faster movement when aiming down sight. You cannot ignore the upgrade paths. Here's a side-by-side comparison of the STG with no upgrades selected versus an STG with upgrade paths all set to improve recoil. See the difference? Paying attention to your upgrade paths on your weapons gives you a huge advantage over the opposition during gunfights. The great thing is, a lot of upgrade paths, once having used a weapon for some time, can be reset for free. Even if you have to purchase some upgrades, they're relatively inexpensive. What you guys need to do is think about your playstyle and select the upgrades that suit you rather than the ones which appear to make your gun stats better. If you're running an SMG and you enjoy not having to aim down sights, then an upgrade to decrease your hipfire spread would be a good choice. If you like to be more manoeuvrable during gunfights, then select the stock upgrade, which allows you to move faster whilst in ADS. If you have good accuracy with an AR and can already control recoil well, then give yourself an easier time and pick the upgrades that reduce vertical and side-to-side recoil. Making your gun your own will vastly improve how you can perform. The second to last point I find greatly increases your chance of winning gunfights in Battlefield is your positioning and anticipation. In other words, you need to understand where opponents might be coming from when attacking or leaving certain objectives. Are there players on the opposing side coming from down this corridor, or running down this street, or feeding from that side of this objective? These are questions you need to be asking yourself, and in doing so, you will not only improve your map knowledge, but also be able to anticipate where the opposition will be coming from. Not only that, but if you know where they're coming from, you can put cover between yourself and them ahead of time. Having an idea of this allows you to get the drop on people, or if they get the drop on you, you have some sort of cover to protect yourself and give you time to heal and reset before engaging. A tenth of a second is all you need to win in an even gunfight, and knowing where players are coming from could net you half a second. The fifth, final, and probably one of the most important points to make is crosshair placement. Crosshair placement, if you haven't heard of this term before, is a slightly more advanced technique which focuses on placing your crosshairs in the correct position to anticipate where enemy players could be. As such, crosshair placement ties in closely with the previous point of knowing where opposing players are coming from. Know this and you can place your crosshairs in this direction, so that if an opponent does appear from behind a corner, it takes you very little time to adjust your aim to the target, netting you a decent advantage. Take a look at this as an example. I'm playing a game of Conquest on Rotterdam. As I run down this street, I know enemies could be approaching me from my right hand side. So, instead of running down the road with my crosshairs smack bang in the centre of the street, I pan my aim to the right ahead of time. If it's clear, I can move on. If someone were to be there, chances are I would have a decent advantage on them, and with the element of surprise, quite easily take them down. So short and sweet guys, that wraps up this Battlefield 5 tips and tricks video. If you did enjoy it and think it will help you, then do leave a like and let me know down in the comments. If there are other aspects of the game you'd like advice on, then let me know, and maybe I can do a video on those too. Be sure to subscribe to see more, that way we can see you in the next video.